Hello and welcome back. This is a story of one little seed. Are you all comfortable? Are you ready? Let's hear the story. Long time ago, there was a seed blowing about the desert plain. It swirled and flew with the wind and sand in one direction and then another. One day, the seed decided to settle down and take root. Now, this was unheard of in the desert. Now, all the other seeds shouted as they went spinning by, "It can't be done! It's never been done before! It's impossible! You cannot do that!" "Yes, I can," said the seed. "Just watch me." The seed took no notice of what all the other seeds said, and it planted itself firmly on the spot. It opened itself. It sent up a little shoot and sent down a little root. Still the wind blew and the sand swirled around. Soon the shoot grew above the surface of the sand. It was green and had little spikes on top. The roots grew down and down and down and began to hold firmly. Still the wind blew and the sand swirled around. All the other seeds shouted as they went spinning by, "It can't be done! It's impossible! It's never been done before!" But the little seed said, "Yes, I will grow. Just watch me." And still the shoot grew taller and taller and taller until it grew into a tree. It stood majestic against the bright blue sky. All the other seeds were amazed and surprised and shouted as they went spinning by, "You won't last long. You wait and see. You will only fall." "Yes, I will stand firm," said the seed. "Just watch me." Years went by and the tree just grew bigger and bigger, stronger and stronger, and started dropping seeds to the ground. Pretty soon, those new seeds opened up and sent their shoots up into the sky and their roots down into the sand. It wasn't long before there were several little trees growing around the big tree. The roots had grown so deeply into the sand to find moisture that they started to suck moisture up to the surface of the desert, and soon the sand was moist enough for grass to grow. And then, when there were several trees growing tall and strong, the water began to bubble to the surface and made it a wonderful, cool blue lagoon. Word about the new lagoon was carried across the land by the wind, and little birds and insects flew to see this magnificent place and make it their home. With them, they carried all kinds of seeds which grew into beautiful plants and flowers. One day, some weary travelers were making their way across the desert and noticed in the distance this magical place. "Wow," they said. They led their camels to the lagoon and relaxed in the shade and filled themselves with the cool, fresh spring water. After a few days, they felt refreshed and stronger and continued on their journey across the desert. In their clothes, they carried the seeds that had fallen on the clothes from the trees. As the travelers walked across the desert, the seeds fell out of their clothes, and one by one they took hold in the sand and they grew into trees. So next time, when you are seeking shade under a tree, remember that it took only one brave seed to start to grow, when all the others said it wasn't possible and couldn't be done. One seed, that's all. Now, do you want to sing along with me? Let's start. There once was a seed that decided to grow, while others laughed and teased. But that seed just wouldn't say no. In itself it truly believed. It took one seed to make a difference. It took one seed to grow up tall. It took one seed to have the courage. One seed, that's all. The seed took root and grew real tall, while the others laughed and teased. You won't last long, you'll only fall. Yet the seed became a tree. It took one seed to make a difference. It took one seed to grow up tall. It took one seed to have the courage. One seed, that's all. Now that tree is fully grown, and now it's making seeds. Strong enough, it won't be long as they grow up into trees. It took one seed to make a difference. It took one seed to grow up tall. It took one seed to have the courage. One seed, that's all. Next time that you're seeking shade and find it under a tree, remember that seed and the risk it made, how it grew up for you and me. It took one seed to make a difference. It took one seed to grow up tall. It took one seed to have the courage. One seed, that's all. It took one seed to make a difference. It took one seed to grow up tall. It took one seed to have the courage. One seed, that's all.